Hi, I'm Emma Mandelbaum.
Hi, I'm Allie Mandelbaum.
Hi, I'm Zachary Mandelbaum.
When we're at home relaxing, we like watching our dad on One-on-One.
Hello, my name is Chris Campbell and we welcome you to another episode of One-on-One, which for today's installment we will be interviewing Councilman Ari Mandelbaum. Welcome to the show, Councilman Mandelbaum.
Thank you, Chris. It's great to be here.
Well, we're going to get right into it. This year, like last year, has been unlike any other. So as Council President Pro Tem, what's been your biggest challenge and how have you made steps and striven to overcome it?
One of the biggest challenges we've had this year because of the pandemic has been to make sure that all of the constituents in the city are taken care of, that they can get the services they need, as well as making sure we have a safe and healthy environment for our employees who can also get their job done helping our constituents.
Now, our Southfield audience and the community at large are very familiar with you because before serving on council, you were able to serve on the Total Living Commission for 6 years, including 4 years as chairman. Now, how has that experience helped in your role as councilman?
Serving as the chairman of the Total Living Commission for 4 years and on the commission in total for 6 years, I've learned a great deal of how the city operates. Before becoming a council person, I was able to learn a lot of the services the city has to offer, a lot of the employees who make those services happen. So I was able to jump right in my job as a council person and understand how the city operates, what works, who to go to when I needed help helping some of my constituents.
Councilman Mandelbaum, you're known for having an analytical and inquisitive mindset and temperament at council meetings, asking questions to see all sides of an issue, to get right to the core or the root. How important is it for you to get all sides of a narrative or a story before making an informed decision?
Well, growing up, I was always raised to ask questions, be inquisitive, and understand all sides of the story. There's a saying, two people have their own side of the story, but the third one's really the truth. But by asking all the questions correctly, appropriately, and understanding what the city needs, what the residents need and want, and making that holistic view available to myself, I can better answer questions and make decisions that will help the city and continue to move it forward and increase its residency and business offerings long term.
Yes. Now, you are an advocate of technology and you believe in using it as a way to simplify processes and make them more efficient. How important do you feel or do you see the use of technology, especially at the municipal level in the age of COVID?
Being one of the youngest council people currently serving, my flair for technology comes in handy, especially when we have a pandemic, and ensuring that the city has all the technology it needs at the time it's ready if things get shut down. That way we can better serve our residents. The employees have options to work from home or take care of things remotely if applicable for their job. But I'm always advocating technology. It's more efficient, it's cost effective, it's better for the environment because there's a lot of printing that goes into different council agendas, different information, and if we can get that through email, get it on, put things out on jump drives, having it on the city's website just makes the speed to the residents, the businesses a lot faster, more efficient, and we can change things a lot quicker than sending a letter or a postcard in the mail.
Indeed, yes. Now, you hold an MBA from Wayne State University with a concentration in management and marketing, as well as a graduate certificate from Lawrence Tech University in project management. Discuss how you've been able to apply these principles from your training on a municipal level.
Well, my master's in business administration from Wayne State has helped a lot when looking at budgets, looking at how the city markets itself, looking at how the city is managing. And we have a great city administrator and a great team of directors and managers who get the job done for the city and all of their employees. But it helps get me a little edge by understanding the basic principles of how a business should operate. And the city generally is a business. People pay taxes, that's their service that they're paying for. And having my master's degree as well as my project management degree, I'm able to look at, again, at a holistic view and understand how to get things done appropriately and efficiently.
Now, secularly speaking, you work as a compliance liaison for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, supporting projects and compliance initiatives relating to pharmacy benefits. Describe a day in the life for you there.
Working at Blue Cross as a compliance liaison in the pharmacy world changes every day. We do a lot of audits, making sure that that claims are processing correctly, that members are getting the best price for their drugs, as well as making sure that we're meeting all our government, state, and federal mandates. My day, there's not one specific thing that is consistent. Every day is new, every day is different, which is kind of like my job in the city. One day I'll be working on a project with Parks and Rec, and the next day I'll be working on a project with senior services. So there's a lot that goes into it, able to manage multiple projects, and at work I can also work on multiple agenda items within the city.
Now let's talk a little bit about your fellow city council colleagues and teammates. How do you work collaboratively with your fellow elected officials in getting things done on a city level?
Well, working collaboratively with my city council members is sometimes challenging, but we all have the best interests of the city, and we all bring a different perspective, and we get along because we all are open to listening to other ideas and how other people think, and try to understand their point of view and how they want to best serve the citizens of the city. And as long as we continue to have that open dialogue and respect each other and each other's opinions, we will continue to move the city forward.
Now, in terms of additional stakeholders or team members, talk about how important city employees have been to helping city council achieve its objectives, and how do you enhance and empower employees to do their jobs?
The city council is really like the board of directors for the city. So we set the agenda, the goals, and that trickles down from the city administrator down to the employees. The employees are a critical role within the city. Without them, we couldn't get anything done. For example, police and fire. They need body cameras, they need upgraded equipment to best serve and protect the residents. That's something that we need to do. When there's an issue and they say, hey, council, we need additional funding for a project and it's going to help our residents in this way, together as a council, we look and try to figure out where we're going to find that money, how we're going to fund that project, and everything we do is for the residents, but we can't do it without the employees because we pull the trigger, but they get the work done.
Now, riddle me this. What's been your most rewarding moment as City Council President Pro Tem?
My most rewarding moment as City Council President Pro Tem has been just to get a little bit more of a behind-the-scenes look at how the city operates. People see that we come to our City Council meeting, it's televised, they hear all the decisions that we make at the meeting. They don't see all the behind-the-scenes work that goes into it. And we meet, the council president and I meet with city staff and administration prior to the meetings to set the agenda, figure out what additional information may be needed, what should move forward, what needs additional work, and having that background information has really made a lot of difference, and I can understand better how to help the city.
Now, you're also a family man, so how have you been able to achieve a work-life balance, juggling your duties as city councilman, your employment at Blue Cross Blue Shield, as well as being a father to your 3 wonderful children?
Juggling my day job, my council job, and as well as making sure that my children are cared for can be struggling at times. Luckily, My job encourages my work in the city, and when it's needed, I can take some time off during the day to attend meetings to make sure things are done appropriately. And there's a lot of nights where I don't get a whole lot of sleep because a council meeting will run late, or I've had something to do during the day for the city, and then I have to go back and work for Blue Cross. But everything that I do, I'm doing a lot for my children, because I want them to be able to have the wonderful city and the amenities so they can grow and learn and play and achieve what they want. So I'll take the sacrifice just for them.
Absolutely. Now, you're involved with various organizations such as the Southfield Nonprofit Housing Board and the Southfield MLK Task Force. Briefly talk about a rewarding experience from one of those organizations.
Working as the council-appointed member for the Southfield Nonprofit Housing Board has really been memorable. There's a lot that we do. We've spent $20 million renovating senior apartments. We've rehabbed homes for Habitat for Humanity individuals, or just for regular individuals looking for a home in Southfield. And really, once you see that final product, you see the faces on some of the seniors who now have a brand new, fully furnished apartment. Some are even ADA accessible for everything. Really, warms your heart and makes you want to continue that work, just knowing that you put a smile in someone's day.
Yes. Now, in terms of your philosophy, what's a quote that sort of captures your philosophy or mantra when it comes to your role as councilman and serving the community and serving the people?
Something that my mantra in working for the city and doing everything I can is really just looking forward with an open ear and open eyes. There's a lot that needs to be done in the city. There's a lot that the city wants to get done. There's a lot that the residents want to get done. Trying to look at that whole picture, but with an open eyes and open ears to understand and see what can be done and what should be done is how I try to make sure that I work as a councilman.
Now, what does Southfield mean to you? What are your short and long-term goals when it comes to the city?
Southfield means a lot to me. I grew up here. I've pretty much lived within the same square mile my entire life. But my short and long-term goals are almost the same. Long-term, we want to make sure that Southfield is set on the path forward. We don't run into any budget crisis, that we are protecting our infrastructure, whether it's buildings, parks. We want to make sure that they can last long-term, because as the city continues to grow and people move to the city, we want somewhere that's going to attract people to want to live here. We need to have a partnership with the schools, because people move here for schools. We need parks and park equipment and walking trails and activities and things for people to do. So long term, I really want to make sure that the city has everything that it can to make sure that we can continue to progress the city forward. Short term, it's really right now getting through this pandemic, whether it's making sure everyone can get the COVID vaccine, COVID tests. We want everyone to be healthy while still being able to manage the city appropriately.
Now, you're part of the Jewish community, which makes up the rich cultural mosaic and cultural fabric of the Southfield community. And diversity has always been something that Southfield has pushed and promoted. What are your thoughts on diversity, you being part of the Jewish community and its rich legacy here in the city?
That's an excellent question. Diversity is very important to me. And I know it's important to the city. The city prides itself on diversity. The fact that we are a majority minority community is wonderful. And the fact that I can help represent the Jewish community is also a great asset. There's a lot of things that I can do that I understand from the Jewish community that can help deliver city services to that group of people. And personally, diversity also means a lot to me. Being the grandchild of Holocaust survivors, I know just exactly how not to treat people, what it means to be inclusive, what it means to treat others with respect. And I think that a lot of times in the city, people don't necessarily understand each other or understand other cultures. And that's why I'm glad the city is really trying hard to understand at least the Jewish culture as well as other cultures to make it more accessible and wanting for other faiths, other nationalities to want to be here in the city. Absolutely.
Now, let's get a little bit profile of the man behind the political leader. Do you have any hobbies? What do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I stay very busy. I'm very active in my synagogue, on numerous other boards within the Jewish community and the community at large. A lot of times I like to just Netflix and chill. But also, my 3 wonderful children definitely keep me busy at all times. So whether it's after school activities, helping them with homework, making sure they have what they need, I just like to keep busy with them and family and friends, just get me through the day.
Now, for those that are interested in perhaps becoming involved civically with the city of Southfield, perhaps maybe looking to become involved with maybe various boards and commissions or some other form of involvement with the city, what words of encouragement would you have for them?
Well, luckily, as chairman of the Boards and Commissions subcommittee of the council, I'm always looking for individuals to sit on various boards and commissions. I did it for 6 years. It's a great experience. You give back to your community. You get involved in the city. You can understand city policy and politics a little bit better. There have been many people that I have encouraged that are now in leadership roles on various boards and commissions, and they say that they enjoy giving back to their community, and now they understand a little bit better of what can and cannot be done. But at the same time, always having a variety of ideas from many different people always helps the city council and city administration get the job done by hearing the different views.
Yes. What's one thing that people may not know about council or your role on council that they would be surprised to find out?
Council is a very difficult but rewarding job. People ask me all the time, oh, council is a full-time job, right? And I tell them, no, it's pretty much in the evenings and, phone calls or emails, sometimes meetings during the day. But, it's a full-time job with a very part-time salary. And we're busy 24/7. I'm getting phone calls at all hours, and trying to help people is the most rewarding part. But there's a lot that goes on that people don't see. Just because we only have meetings once a week doesn't mean that we're not working the other 6 days.
Yes. Now, is there anything else that we may have missed that you'd like to discuss with our viewing audience?
I think we've covered everything. I have a lot of fond memories of Southfield. I remember Civic Center Park when they had the concrete play structures back in the late 80s, early 90s, and just seeing the city transform and grow has been very rewarding for me. And the vision that I have to help, along with my colleagues on council, to help grow the city and make it more inclusive and better for everyone, especially for my children, is one of the things that motivate me to get things done. I just love the city, and I don't plan to move.
Well, Councilman Mandelbaum, we thank you for having this conversation, and we look forward to having and speaking with you very soon.
Thank you, Chris. It was great to be here, and hopefully the viewers have a better appreciation for behind the scenes of council.
Absolutely. Now, you can view this episode of One on One by going to our respective social media pages, Facebook and YouTube, and looking up Southfield Multimedia Services. For One on One, my name is Chris Campbell. We'll see you next time.